Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. How we doing? Got a hump day. It is officially hump day. Had to get some extra motivation with what we seeing from the market so far this morning. All right, so let's go ahead and get right into it. Make sure all my sound levels and all that was good, of course. I ain't ready for that yet. All right. So for the days on our economic outlook, we had the core durable goods, and then at 10:30 we have crude oil inventories. Tomorrow we have GDP and initial jobless claims before the open. And then Friday, I haven't updated this yet, but I haven't heard any changes about in terms of Powell speaking, but that's supposed to be on Friday. So looking at our power range, we got a high of 15,364.5 with a low of 15,357.25. Basically, we're unchanged, trading neutral. We'll get into the charts in a minute. With a low volume of 47K and an ATR of 175.48. So you can see overnight, we were basically just hanging around within our power range, neutral zone, and expanded that range to plus and minus 3. And we're still just hanging out in this range. We were basically range bound yesterday as well in this all-time high area. And I can see TradingView updated some things. Never seen that before, but yeah. Interesting. Trying to look at the daily. You see, yesterday, not much of anything. So I can see us continuing to slowly grind higher, or even rolling over for another dip buy opportunity. I can't really see it going either way. I just be looking to see how we break out of this consolidation, and of course, always trading my strategy, or trading according to my strategy. I'm gonna find my words at some point this morning. All right, so let's go ahead and look at the rest. Stop clicking around too much. Get the futures market pulse. So you can see we pretty much got the same thing with ES. I would say this is slightly more bearish, or in the bear zone. Of course, ES is also hanging around this all-time high. Same story with RTY. RTY and YM on a daily are trading within their range. You see YM has this. So we were trading in this kind of, wide and sideways range, and now we developed this channel we popped out of that range, retested it, but it's still within this upward channel here. And in terms of its intraday price action, similar to ES and RTY. And similar price action with CL. Hasn't really, but of course today is a crude oil inventory day, so around 10:30-ish. We can expect things to slow down before that time, and then it is a high probability that we'll see some increased volatility at 10:30. DC had some nice sell-off in the Asian session, and it's just been hanging around ever since. What I call, in terms of the power range, is just bouncing around on the moon. From a bearish, on the bearish side of the game. ES, of course, GC and E6, not ES, but E6 Euro currencies. They usually, a lot of times they trade. They have similar structure and price action. So we pretty much got the same thing through European session, where not the European, the Asian session, where we had some strong sell-off, and we've been just had some retracement back to the power range, and then right back into that sell-off zone. This makes me curious. This is something I don't look at much, but I used to look at it. It's not that. So I gotta find. That shows how much I look at this. Looking for the yen. What is this on? I think it's in CME. Yeah, there we go. What is it? JY6. Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. That CQG data is usually like really different than most of the other data providers. So I just want to see what happens, because this is like the currency that gets the most movement during the Asian hours. So it actually didn't sell off as much as euro and gold. Doesn't have a lot of price action, or this doesn't look tradable to me. That's what I'm trying to say. And it should be on the same contract month. Anyway, that was just something I was curious about. So we got 5 minutes until the bell. Let me run through my checklist. Make sure I'm ready to go. I can close this down. Make sure this instance has all the updated drawings in it. Sure I'm recording this locally. Also remind myself that the only goal is to trade the strategy to perfection. I don't have a dollar amount for a goal or anything like that. The focus is making sure I stay aware, I maintain that self-awareness, and I'm being consistent and disciplined with my strategy. Pull the trigger, and let me see. Gotta turn the sim mode off. Still trying to get myself used to trading in multiple accounts. Yep, take trades only according to your system easy. Hit the section. I'm currently spilling tea all over my desk. I'm currently reading Market Wizards, and the section I read last night was talking about one of the interviewees was talking about being consistent to the strategy. Got 13 seconds. Got a balance level at 351.5. You kind of just in looking at it in hindsight, got a little bit of reaction to it, but from both sides. So we'll see if we revisit that level, how that plays out above that. I think I need to add another balance level up there. So that tells me a lot. It tells me, of course, what, in addition to us trading in all-time highs, that we are continuing to climb higher. So we'll see how they can take this market, or the price. I have no paper towels in here. Now I'm glad I have the kind of mat that I have on my desk. We got some bulls out the gate, but also we can see some selling mechanically off structure. Got action from both sides of the market. So far from our participation, looks like they're definitely keeping this price within its range. So as always, I'm definitely looking to buy on a pullback. Possibly looking to scale in. I don't know why this instance isn't saving stuff correctly. One of the frustrating bugs of Sierra chart. And then of course all of these are in here still. But this is only, so when I use the like my regular installs of Sierra chart, everything saves correctly and all that stuff, but it's just the instance that doesn't really keep my settings the way I want to. Okay, I may know why. Actually, I have to look at that later. Could have something with the fact with how I sync my data overnight. I need to look at what's being synced, which it shouldn't have anything to do with that, but we'll see. So we can see we still got sellers up here at the top of the range. Right now, they're testing the inventory. We got buyers stepping in here. You can see it from our volume profile as well, around the 376 range. And I'm still not seeing a whole lot of energy in the market right now. Look how much, what we're looking at for volume. So far within this opening 30-minute period, we've only traded 30,000 contracts. Just crossed over 31,000. Make an attempt to break into new session highs. And there we go. Let's see if they get followed through. So that is, for me, on a, from a 3-minute perspective, that is a bullish signal. However, it's not as clean as I would like it to be. And just looking at this price action and just the overall energy of the market, I wouldn't be crazy about taking breakouts. I think I've clearly established that I'm not, breakouts are not really on my playlist. But the market can do whatever it wants to. Doesn't mean that it can't happen. This thing could, they could break it out, keep chopping us higher. It could catch some momentum and just, keep trading strongly and start trading strongly into all-time highs, which is what we're making the attempt to do now. That's just not on my trading plan. That's the only thing I'm saying. remove this and reassess. Looking at how many power range levels we have in between our balance lows, that tells us a lot about the range that we have for the price action range. That we have in today's session. You can also kind of see that in the ATR. The ATR is relatively lower than what we're used to, what we've seen for the last couple of months actually. Adding in some balance levels. Since I don't have anything, I'm not even close to a setup yet. It gives me time to do this so I'm not getting caught up in the price action and trying to chase price. Just gonna patiently wait for my setup to come. That's also another bullish trigger if we wanted to be aggressive today. We do have a balance level at 403.25. They're painting this to introduce some more buyers into the market. We are trading at all-time highs. They keep giving us candlestick patterns that we look for, that a lot of traders look for as bullish, or for signals to take action. And of course, just thinking from both sides of the market. That could also trigger some shorts as well. I always try to make sure I'm looking at both sides and seeing what both sides could be up to. For me personally, I really do want I want us to trade back within this range. That's just what I would want. That's what I wanted to do. I definitely would expect to see some buyers around the 376 level. Also at our VPOC, we got structure there. That's our power range high as well. And I'm always looking for a response near the balance levels. So right now, we are having some sellers jump into this, trying to short the trying to short the highs. Also some profit taking. So what we also know is in this market we have our big players that actually can move price from just their positions, they're in and out. They're not, they're not just, we don't have the kind of participation where people are trying to build positions for a long-term play. Not saying that it's not there at all. I'm just saying, like, the most of the participation is mostly from in and out trading, from taking quick profits. So, those participants who got in down here near the VWAP and playing off the VWAP, which is a very popular thing to do, a lot of them, we saw it right here where they're front running and taking profit there. If whatever they held, they're also taking profit. They're selling into strength. So I'm only saying that to say that that's also what's accounting for some of the selling, in addition to those people who are trying to short. So that would be you. I'm hoping you mean that bought off the VWAP or bought at the lower prices and selling into the strength, because that's the way that I would play it as well if that was in my trading window. Nice, beautiful. 63.75. So we are seeing a response at the PR +2. Looking to see if I get a signal in this range. Somewhat a sloppy inside pair that I'm not crazy about. Our VPOC just moved up right where price is at 380. Have to pull the trigger on this one. I think we've topped, but we haven't broken 74 yet. I can definitely see that perspective. One I had to take, so I have a balance of with my trading plan. There's some discretion, but there's also trades that I have to take to make sure I stay consistent. You know, it's not always about being right or wrong. I have to have that consistency in there as well. So let's see how this plays out. Losses are part of this game. None. I'm only saying that because personally I really don't like this level up here to trade, but gotta maintain that consistency. And the way they painted it on the 1 minute, it looks like we could roll over back short. So I knew that was going to happen, but I just had to pull the trigger there. That's why I have a risk management plan. Let's see, do we have anything else? We're seeing a response off VWAP. So I'm still seeing a lot of mechanical price action. I just realized, dang it. I don't know what had it window. This window's supposed to always stay on top. Did I minimize this? So I didn't get to record that. Didn't even take as always, I guess I minimized it at some point. Now this is all this sell-off is happening on positive delta. Let me see, what time is it? Yeah. Interestingly, we got positive delta with this sell-off, or with that selling. I don't really call this a sell-off. Almost fully retraced the buying that we saw at the open. And definitely I would expect to see some buying in this range between PR plus 1 and PR 50. response off the PR high. Structurally, we can also see why our buyers were interested in that level as well. Good read on that. Starting to see some selling at 80. VPOC did move back to that 374.5 range. Well, it's 374.5 on the dot, but of course I always look at things as ranges. So great call on that. It's now we're seeing a lot of sellers jump in on 380. Slightly before it, like a couple ticks. But of course, you know, they're going to front run it. See if they bring us back down to PR high, and if we get another response there. Starting seeing some buyers, some buying step in here. It's a little bit of self-awareness. It's actually a very interesting feeling taking a loss for me right now, because I've been on a kind of a win streak for a while, and like it's almost a satisfying feeling of taking a loss. To just know that, I don't know, it's weird. It's hard to explain. And it wasn't a loss for me doing something outside of my strategy. I actually did everything I was supposed to do. It's just the time when the strategy didn't work, Of course, all strategies work, just not all the time. Something I say a lot. But it is a very interesting flip of the frequency compared to how, especially in those beginner stages, how taking a loss can feel. Probably the satisfaction of actually pulling the trigger. But one of the things that I struggled with the most was pulling the trigger in my, in my earlier stages of trading. Yep, technical note. I can see what you mean. So they're holding this price within a range right now. It's a lot of mechanical reactions. Nothing to really call out at this point or to really speak on. This thing is like almost trading to the ticks of my levels, which is really based off of structure, and we can see this mechanical reaction to the structure. Structure is actually leading the way. A lot of times it is volume, but right now it's mostly structure. Which it's kind of the same thing, but so we look at the volume and the volume structure, or the volume of the structure is noisy. If you just look at the price structure, then it looks it's a little bit more cleaner. It's all a matter of perspective, of course. A couple times I thought about moving my entry order up, but I don't really. That's not what I really want. For this one, I'm running play 1. The other one was play 2. Hey, 18 points can be as a good day. Could have been a negative 18 points. A lot of traders out there who wish they can get 18 points. Got a few inside pairs from a 1 minute perspective. It just shows that we have a lot of sellers, a lot of selling happening up here at PR plus 2. So we're just waiting for one side to kind of take over and make a push outside of this, what I call a battle zone. Actually, I haven't used that term in a while. It's a 4-point stops, and this it'll move it back to 6 and more with the volatility picks up. Right on. Okay, I got you. Yeah, that's definitely a very small range today. what our buyers want to do in addition to myself. Another trade I had to take. Let me give it some room. Our buyers do have a lot to fight through. There's a lot of structural resistance, and on a smaller time frame, we are trading bearish. Once we zoom in, of course, we zoom out. The overall trend is bullish or long, or however you want to call it. But the environment really is more in favor of selling right now. Yeah, selling is coming in strong at this point. I'm gonna have to. So I'm supposed to be taking screenshots, but it's a challenge trying to do all those different things at one time. Trying to trade in multiple accounts and at the same time do all the journal stuff. So I'm gonna have to go back and get those screenshots later for that last one. This one as well. This is why I recorded. But right now the focus is on one account because I took another loss in that other one. So that one is done for the day. Definitely looks like we're trying to push lower. The way that they are painting this, our negative delta is jumping or increasing. got a front run of that somewhat structure from both sides that we see at our above our balance level of 351.5. Now we got strong buying stepping in. Yep. Still overall a bullish trend. We run into resistance now in the 368 range. Between the PR high and PR plus 1. We also have the VWAP to battle against. So structurally and with all our technical things, there's a lot of resistance to fight against if we're long. And I just want to let this play out by design. So this is kind of being kind of aggressive with, or not really, I'm not even calling it aggressive, it's just I'm just letting it, I'm not, I want to stay out of the way as much as possible is the right way to say it. And we can see how noisy it is in the volume as well. So about 2 minutes, I think, to the end of my, a little less than 2 minutes to the end of my trading window, but I'm just gonna let this play out. Got a little bit of time today, I got some stuff to do. Definitely see the interest short in the price action and the way this is being printed on a 1 minute time frame. Potential to trap some shorts, some aggressive shorts, because they're definitely selling right here at PR minus or PR plus 1. But we also have our buyers that are putting up a fight. Broke back above VWAP. Let's see if we can hold. One thing I did not do is adjust my targets. What are you doing? Let's see. Take half of that off there. Find this one. And I'll take the other half off here. Good luck. Trade the market that I'm in and not the market that I want to be in. So I may actually take a price action exit here. Let's see what kind of response we get. Stalling before we get to PR plus 3. We also see volume structure as well as price structure. So mechanically it makes sense. And we've been here before where prices turned around. Of course we will have some shorts sitting up here. And I do see our buyers are holding. Got another break. Alright, whatever. I got stuff to do. So that one, I just take the profit on that one because I do have some other things to do and it's close enough. Anyway, all right, so took those 2 losses in one account, but had a nice little one worked out for me, and this one here. So still ended up being a green day, even though I took those 2 losses. Not bad. You know, it is what it is. So anyway, got to go ahead and continue on with the rest of my schedule. Hope y'all have a good session out there. Hope you have a good one. Continue getting those wins from the market. And I'll see y'all on the next one. Trade it easy.